Your biotech isn't a typical startup. It's a high-stakes scientific mission with a punishing financial journey. So, what's a major signal to investors you're built to succeed? A specialized CFO who can speed up due diligence by 20%. This isn't perception. This credibility is built on tangible results, like saving $200,000 a year on a single vendor contract. This is the difference. A generalist manages the books. A specialist uses them to increase valuation and extend your runway. In the next few minutes, we'll break down the specific strategies biotech CFOs use, from immediate cash wins to investor strategy. So where does this value creation start? It begins by finding cash where others don't even know to look. First, R&D tax credits. Specialists identify qualified expenses from specific lab utilities to contractor costs. This expertise alone can boost your claim by 10 to 15% pure, non-dilutive cash back to the company. Next, expensive lab equipment. Instead of sinking capital into assets that lose value, a specialist identifies lease-back opportunities, freeing up millions in cash for vital research programs. Finally, grant money. An expert optimizes the reimbursement cycle so effectively, they can often pay for their own fractional cost within 6 months from improved cash flow timing alone. These aren't minor adjustments. This is a systematic injection of cash and efficiency into the company from day one. But finding cash is only half the story. The real strategic advantage is a fundamental shift in perspective. Most companies operate on a runway to zero metric. How many months until the bank account is empty? This is a recipe for disaster, because it's completely disconnected from the actual science. A biotech CFO thinks in runway to data. Do we have enough capital to reach the next value inflection point? This ensures every dollar is spent to increase valuation. But how does this mindset actually de-risk your clinical trials? It works through a tool generalists lack: probability-adjusted forecasting for clinical development. Instead of basing budgets on optimistic best-case timelines, they model the statistical likelihood of research delays. This prevents the number one killer of biotechs: overhiring or overcommitting capital based on unrealistic schedules. Now let's see this in action. The ultimate risk isn't a delay, it's a failure. A specialist builds a financial plan B. They create detailed financial models for what happens if a primary drug candidate misses its endpoint. This includes plans for pipeline reprioritization, operational downsizing, and securing bridge financing. Having this pre-vetted plan can be the only thing that saves a company from immediate bankruptcy after bad news. This foresight extends to your partners. Recall that $200,000 saved on a Crow contract? That wasn't luck. It was based on deep industry benchmarks for patient recruitment costs a generalist would never have. Beyond strategy, there's a world of specialized compliance where a specialist is an absolute necessity. Take non-dilutive SBIR grants. They require specific government accounting, like DCAA compliance for DoD-funded projects. Without this expertise, you risk failing audits, which can lead to a forfeiture of the funding. Or a licensing deal. How you recognize that payment under ASC 606 can distort your company's perceived value. Even your losses are a strategic asset. Proper accounting preserves your net operating losses as a tax shield for a future acquirer. This expertise affects IT. A specialist picks cloud ERP systems with life science templates for 30% faster implementation. So how do cash management, strategic thinking, and compliance come together? In your ability to raise money and exit. Recall that 20% faster due diligence? It's due to year-round, audit-ready data rooms that cut legal fees by up to 50%. Before investors see that data room, the CFO performs a cap table cleanup to fix messy equity structures. This prevents issues that cause down rounds or collapse deals at the finish line. Ultimately, their most vital role is as a translator of your science into the language of investors, IRR and NPV. They argue the future market value of your IP to an acquirer, not just its historical cost. So, the value of a specialized biotech CFO rests on 3 pillars. First, extending runway by finding and managing cash smarter. Second, increasing valuation. They prepare you for a faster, more successful diligence process by cleaning up your finances. Third, de-risking development. From realistic forecasting to having a plan B, they build financial resilience. A generalist CFO can keep the lights on. A specialized biotech CFO builds a more valuable, resilient, and fundable company. The question for any founder is simple. Is your financial leadership managing your burn or building your enterprise value? Learn how fractional biotech CFO services can alter your company's trajectory. Visit our website for more case studies. Logo and tagline on screen.